Sandy's aftermath and new information this morning on the power problems still existing across the state, with some people now entering a sixth day without electricity. Tension is rising.
As we continue to track the aftermath of Sandy, thousands of Connecticut homeowners have assessed the property damage from the storm by now. Many of them will be filing claims with their insurance companies. Joining us this morning with tips to help navigate through that process is attorney Mike McCormack from the insurance section of the Connecticut Bar Association. Good to have you here.
Pleasure to be here, Brad.
So we're had days now for most people to assess kind of where they stand with their property damage. Insurance companies, they're reaching out to their insurance companies. First of all, this is an interesting storm, right? It was a hurricane as it moved up, but I guess technically, from an insurance perspective, it's not a hurricane, right?
That's correct, Brad. It was not a hurricane that hit Connecticut, typical windstorm. So it's not classified as a hurricane, which means that insurance companies can't impose hurricane deductibles on policyholders.
That's good news, I take it.
It's very good news for a policyholder because the hurricane deductible is generally higher, meaning the policyholder has to absorb a larger amount of the cost before the insurance company has to pay under the policy. But the insurance department has issued notice to the insurance companies as a result of this storm, saying that Connecticut did not sustain a hurricane, and so therefore they cannot impose the higher hurricane deductibles on the policyholders.
All right, that's good news for the average homeowner. Let's talk about timing here, because everybody's, at this point, it's hard not to be impatient. A lot of things are going on, difficult things. Let's look at a timeline. How soon can a homeowner realistically expect an adjuster to show up at their home?
They should expect an adjuster to show up reasonably promptly after notice to the insurance company. The insurance companies obviously are very busy this time with this storm. They are under a lot of pressure as well, so we have to be understanding of their needs, but the insurance companies are supposed to respond promptly in a reasonable time fashion.
We're talking days? Few days?
Few days. We would hope that, you know, if you call your insurance company, that the insurance company would at least return that phone call within a certain amount of time, a day or two, acknowledge it, and try to schedule something.
What about ultimately getting some funds to be able to start making either repairs or rebuilding in some cases?
That all depends, because the claim process can be lengthy because you have to evaluate the cause of the loss and the amount of the loss. But many times the insurance companies will advance a portion of the proceeds to get the policyholders back on their feet.
All right, that's good to hear. Thanks so much. Good perspective. If you need help, you can call the number 866-209-5099. That's the Bar Association's toll-free number. Or the email is hotline@ctbar.org. It is free advice you'll get on this on the hotline or at the website. The Bar Association staff member will be there to refer you to an attorney. It's a free emergency hotline, so be aware of that. Thanks so much for coming in for your perspective. A lot of information to get to you. If you had sustained some damage and you live in one of the shoreline counties, that's Fairfield, New Haven, Middlesex, or New London, you have to report that damage to FEMA in order to get federal aid. So here's the number, 1-800-621-FEMA. That's 800-621-3362, or use the website disasterassistance.gov. Now, in the inland counties, Windham, Tolland, Litchfield, and Hartford, you should register any damage that you incurred by calling 211. Still a lot of new information to get to on this Friday morning. Just ahead, we'll